In space, the most captivating event of the 21st century is unfolding. What astronomers initially took for an ordinary comet turned out to be something far more astonishing. The Object 3I/Atlas, moving toward our planet, no longer conceals its true nature. It is a gigantic alien ship, and now scientists have irrefutable evidence. This mysterious visitor from the depths of the galaxy was discovered on July 1, 2025, by the Atlas telescope in Chile, and since then, it has not stopped shocking the scientific community. As the third known interstellar object after 1I/Oumuamua and 2I/Borisov, it immediately drew attention with its hyperbolic trajectory, which does not allow it to return to our solar system. It simply flies by, as if on reconnaissance. But this is no random guest. Its path is so unique that scientists have calculated the probability of such a route through our system is extremely low, as if the object deliberately chose Earth for a visit. Additional calculations conducted by specialists from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology show that the trajectory of 3I/Atlas bypasses the gravitational fields of other planets with mathematical precision, avoiding even the slightest deviations that could arise from random cosmic forces. This suggests an embedded navigation system, possibly using quantum computing to predict gravitational anomalies. The most shocking discovery was made by the renowned astrophysicist from Harvard University, Avi Loeb. Analyzing NASA images from the Hubble telescope dated August 20, 2025, he found something incredible. In front of the object, a strange energetic expansion appeared in the direction of motion. This is not a natural phenomenon. It is an activated protective beam that knocks meteors and space debris off course. But this is only the beginning. New images from Hubble dated August 21, 2025, when the comet was at a distance of 277 million miles from Earth, show that the object emits unusual ice volcanoes, sudden eruptions of frozen gases that look like controlled energy releases rather than random outbursts. These volcanoes eject material with such precision that scientists compare them to jet engines correcting the course. Imagine the comet puffing like a steam locomotive, but only at specific moments when it needs to dodge obstacles, comments Loeb. This is not the chaos of nature. This is engineering calculation. Moreover, the European Space Agency reacted to the discovery immediately after July 1, confirming the anomalous activity of the object even in the early stages. In addition, data from the Chinese Fast Telescope revealed weak radio signals emanating from 3I/Atlas during these eruptions, signals with a repeating pattern reminiscent of encoded messages, possibly for communication with a base or other probes in the galaxy. This is not a theory. This is an observable fact, declared Loeb. The object uses technology that humanity cannot even imagine. An energy shield forms in front of it, deflecting all potential obstacles. This is standard procedure for any spaceship before entering a foreign system. And now add to this the strange chemistry. NASA analysis revealed anomalously high levels of carbon dioxide, methanol, and other organic compounds that play a key role in the origin of life, with almost a complete absence of water, making 3I/Atlas unlike any known comets from our system. Instead of the typical icy composition, organic compounds predominate here, reminiscent of artificial polymers. It is as if the ship disguised itself as a comet, but forgot to fake water, the key ingredient for natural objects, notes one of the experts. Moreover, spectral analysis showed an unusual blue hue that is not explained by standard gases. This is a glow similar to a plasma engine, flickering in the ultraviolet. Astronomers from the Lowell Observatory noted that in 2025, About 30 large comets have already been discovered, but none shows such early activity as 3I/Atlas, which woke up long before approaching the Sun. Interestingly, similar blue glows were observed with 1I/Oumuamua in 2017, but back then they were attributed to gas emissions. Now Loeb suggests that it was the same kind of disguise, and 3I/Atlas is part of a fleet exploring our galaxy. Unusual behavior that cannot be explained by natural causes. When the Hubble telescope resumed observations of the object, scientists were stunned. 3I/Atlas demonstrates behavior absolutely uncharacteristic of comets. In particular, it begins to wake up millions of kilometers from the Sun, activating gas emissions earlier than any comet in the history of observations, even before the solar conjunction on October 21, 2025. In addition, the object has anomalously high levels of carbon dioxide and methanol, with almost a complete absence of water, making it dry like a desert in space, but rich in molecules capable of seeding life in other worlds. It shows stable pulsations, as if breathing, with a rhythm that repeats at regular intervals, as if a biological or mechanical cycle is operating inside. Moreover, 3I/Atlas demonstrates non-gravitational acceleration, as if changing trajectory on command, deviating without apparent cause, which Loeb interprets as maneuvers to avoid gravitational traps. The object emits a complex tail stretching over vast distances, with an anti-tail, a rare phenomenon where material flies in the opposite direction, as if the object is maneuvering for camouflage. Finally, it possesses brightness exceeding expectations. In October 2025, it suddenly flared up, illuminating the sky brighter than models predicted, and this is not due to solar heat, but internal energy. Complementing this, astronomers from the SETI Institute recorded a correlation between these flares and an increase in electromagnetic noise in our system, as if 3I/Atlas is scanning Earth, capturing our radio waves and internet signals to analyze human civilization. While you are watching this video, subscribe to our channel and write in the comments where you are from and from which planet. This is not a comet. This is a ship, confirms one of the leading researchers. The size of its core is at least 1.4 kilometers, ideal dimensions for an interstellar vessel. Natural objects do not behave this way. And what about the gas jets? New data from the EXTRATERRESTRIAL mission show that they are not random. The jets form symmetrical patterns reminiscent of flight stabilizers. It is as if the object fired for correction, avoiding Jupiter's gravitational traps, explains Loeb. In addition, astronomers have recorded weak signals in a range close to those used by our satellites. A coincidence? Unlikely. These pulses come at moments when the object pulsates, as if transmitting data home. In closed NASA reports, anomalous jets are mentioned, which may be designed rather than natural. Moreover, speculations among conspiracy theorists point out that these signals contain mathematical sequences similar to Fibonacci codes or pyramidal numbers, possibly a universal language for first contact. But the mysteries do not end. In November 2025, amateur photos from Earth revealed a complex faint tail with unusual curls that do not lend themselves to modeling as natural. The tail stretches over vast distances, but sometimes disappears completely and then reappears as if on a schedule, shares an amateur astronomer in scientific forums. This behavior resembles camouflage. The object turns off the tail when it wants to remain unnoticed. And the color, the unusual blue hue discovered at the end of October, makes it brighter than expected, and this is not a reflection of sunlight. This is internal glow, possibly from an energy core, suggests Loeb. We are seeing glimpses of technology that powers the entire ship. Moreover, the object passed perihelion on October 30, 2025, at a distance of 1.5 4 astronomical units from the Sun, and at that moment, its activity reached a peak, as if testing systems before the final approach. An interesting fact: during perihelion, Elon Musk's Starlink satellites recorded temporary communication disruptions coinciding with the peak activity of 3I/Atlas. Possibly the ship was testing our infrastructure for vulnerabilities. Everything is heading toward a climax. On December 19, 2025, 3I/Atlas will approach Earth at the minimum distance, about 270 million kilometers. It may seem like a lot, but in cosmic scales, it is within arm's reach. At that moment, the object will pass on the opposite side of the Sun, but telescopes are already tuned for captivating shots. "They are watching us," says Loeb. "This is standard procedure before first contact. They are checking our reactions, studying our technological maturity." The activation of the protective beam is a demonstration of capabilities, a warning. We are here, we are armed, but not aggressive. And what if this is not just reconnaissance? New trajectory calculations show that the path of 3I/Atlas is so unique that it implies navigation. The object knew where to fly, bypassing other stars. Loeb even suggests that this could be a mothership or a probe spreading life, given the presence of methanol and organics. In addition, modeling on NASA supercomputers shows that the organic molecules in the emissions of 3I/Atlas could infect Earth's atmosphere if the object came closer. This could explain the outbreaks of unusual mutations in microorganisms observed in laboratories in recent months. Another shocking fact: during the approach to perihelion, the object began to spray particles that, according to Loeb, carry organic molecules or even seeds of life. This is like panspermia, but artificial. The ship sows life across the galaxy. He speculates. Observations from Mastcam-Z on Mars showed how 3I/Atlas looks like a faint blurry dot against the stars, but with an aura that pulsates. "This is not dust. This is a field," emphasizes the expert. And in closed NASA reports, anomalies are mentioned that Loeb interprets as signs of technology, including possible serial spreading of life across worlds. Moreover, astronomers from Japan, using the Subaru telescope, discovered spectral lines of rare elements in the object's aura, such as technetium, which is unstable in nature and could be a product of a nuclear reactor on board. The James Webb Telescope is already preparing for a detailed study of the object in 2026. But many scientists are confident we already know enough to acknowledge the truth. This is not cosmic dust, not an icy ball, not a scientific anomaly. These are representatives of another civilization who have arrived to us from the depths of the galaxy. Official circles are still maintaining restraint, but in closed scientific chats, there are no doubts left. 3I/Atlas is the first reliably recorded alien ship in human history, and it is approaching. But wait, there is even more. In the latest observations from early December 2025, Hubble recorded eruptions in ice volcanoes, where the object ejects material in the form of symmetrical cones, as if testing systems. "These are not volcanoes, these are nozzles," jokes one astronomer, but there is truth in the joke. And the chemical composition? A strange mixture, including rare isotopes that do not occur in our system. This is the signature of an alien star, but with an artificial admixture, says Loeb. Moreover, the object does not show a typical comet tail. Sometimes it is completely absent, making it resemble an asteroid, but with cometary features. A hybrid created by engineers, concludes the researcher. In addition, hackers from Anonymous claim that they hacked into closed Pentagon files, where Project Atlas is mentioned, a secret operation to track the object, including plans to launch a probe to intercept the signal. In scientific circles, debates are boiling. Is this an iceberg from a distant system or a probe? Loeb leans toward the latter. The anomalies, the blue color, excessive brightness, unusual jets, all point to technology. And the trajectory, it is so rare that it implies navigation. The object knew where to fly, he adds, and here is the climax. As it approaches Earth, has 3I/Atlas begun to study us, capturing our signals? Echoes similar to reflections from our satellites have been noticed in the spectra. Moreover, in December 2025, several observatories recorded brief eclipses, as if the ship momentarily activated invisibility, testing optical camouflage. We will continue to monitor the events. Subscribe to our channel so as not to miss new updates.